Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about graphing piecewise functions. What is a piecewise function? A piecewise function is a function that is defined by multiple pieces. Each piece is defined over a restricted domain. And a restricted domain is a specific interval of the domain over which the function is defined. All these definitions are going to make sense after we do our first example. Let's look at our first example here. We have f of x equals the absolute value of x. I'm going to use my graphing calculator to be able to graph this function. So I'm going to go to y equals, and y equals, I'm going to put the absolute value function by hitting the math button and then going to the right, choosing the absolute value, which is the first choice. And then inside the absolute value, I'm going to put x. Now, all I need to do to be able to graph is to look at the table of values. So I'm going to hit second graph to give the table of values. My grid starts at -6 on the x-axis. So the values that I need is -6, 6, -5, 5, -4, 4, -3, 2, 3, up to 6, 6. So I'm going to put these values in the table so I can graph them. So here I am going to put down a table of values, x, y. I'm going to make a thicker line. Let's make a thicker line. So we have -6, 6, -5, 5, -4, 4, -3, 3, -2, -1, 0. I mean 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start with -10, -6, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. -5, 5, -4, 4, -3, 3, -2, 2, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6. And I'm going to make a line that connect these dots. And this is the absolute value function right here. And I'm going to make arrows at the top. And this is called the piecewise function because, as you can see, we have two pieces. The first piece is for the values that are less, for the x values less than 0. And the second piece is for the values that are greater than 0. So we have one restricted domain for the first value or the first piece, and another restricted domain for the second piece. We have another piecewise function here. We have f of x equals 2x and -x plus 3. So the first piece, we have two pieces here in this function. The first piece belongs to a specific domain that we have. And this specific domain is for every single x greater or equal to -3, less than or equal to 1. And then the second piece is -x plus 3, and it's belong to a restricted domain. It's for every single x greater than 1, less than or equal to 5 right here. So I'm gonna use the blue color for the second piece right here. So let's graph the first piece. We have 2x. So I'm going to use the graphing calculator to be able to find the values. So I'm going to put 2x in my calculator, 2x. But my values that I need to pay attention to in the table are the values from -3 to 1. So my values that I need to pay attention to is -3, -6, -2, -4, -1, -2, 0, 0, and 1, 2 only because I have a restricted domain. And this is exactly what I'm going to put in my first table. I'm going to make a table. I have x, y. The first piece is going to have -3, -6, -2, -4, -1, -2, 0, 0, 1, 2. And I'm going to graph these values. I'm going to start with -3, -6 right here, -2, -4, -1, -2, 0, 0, and 1, 2. And I'm going to connect these dots with a line. So I'm going to connect all these dots with a line to be able to graph my first piece of the function. I'm going to start here and end right here. And since I have a restricted domain, I'm not going to use arrows because my domain for this piece needs to end at -3. To start at -3 and ends at 1. Now let's graph the second piece for this piecewise function. So I need to go back to the calculator and put my function in the calculator to be able to graph. So I'm going to put -x plus 3 in the calculator. Here. I'm going to put negative x plus 3. And I'm going to look at the table, and I need to look at values between 1 and, as you see in the example, it has to start at 1, not including 1, and end at 5, including 5. So in the calculator, I'm going to have to look at values from 1 to 5. And this is exactly what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to go to values from 1 to 5. So my values are 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 0, 4, -1, and 5, -2. And this is what I'm going to put in the table for the second piece of the function. So on the table here, make x, y for the second piece. I'm going to put the values. I have to put 1, the value of 1, in the table, although I'm not going to include 1 on the graph. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 0, 3, 1, 2, I mean negative, or I'm going to have to put 1 and then 2. So 2, 1, and then 3, 0. And then I'm going to put 4, -1, and 5, -2. And these are the points that I'm going to graph. 1, 2 is right here, and it's the same point that I have from the previous piece, so I'm just going to keep it. 2, 1, 3, 0, 4, -1, and 5, -2. And now I need to connect these points with a line. Now, if the first number for 1 was not connected with the previous piece, I would have made an open circle to indicate that the value of x equals 1 in the second piece is not going to be included.